I guess, tango partner in the ring, because him and AJ Styles put on quite a match. I know there was a lot of shenanigans, and I think it was most importantly to get, to show the power that Stephanie and Shane have together. Originally, Roman Reigns counted out. Then AJ wins. Restart the match with Shane McMahon coming out saying the match is no count out. Match ends in disqualification with Reigns punching AJ Styles in the private area. And that match ended that way. AJ Styles won again. Then Stephanie comes out and said that this is a no disqualification. And now we all know that eventually Anderson and Gallows would come out. They do come out and attack Roman Reigns. And then the Usos come out. And these guys are going at it. Good spots here. Nice close finishes. But in the end, Roman Reigns catches AJ Styles with the spear, ends it, wins that match. And guys, this could quite possibly be a match of the year right here. There's a couple other matches that I think are better than this. Even the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. But this is a candidate. Good job. Great job. Awesome job by Roman Reigns and AJ Styles to put on a great show. It was Payback, like I said. Payback was great. I thought it was enjoyable. We'll see where Extreme Rules goes. We know we will now have AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns, a rematch at Extreme Rules, so I'm excited for that. Like I said, I will be in attendance for that. It will be a great show. Something that I would like to get into, and we'll get into that in the next segment, is this kind of heel turn that you can kind of see building with Roman Reigns and maybe the Usos. Maybe we'll see a Roman Reigns and Usos turn heel, because on Raw, we saw some actions that you quite possibly would not have seen from Roman Reigns or even the Usos in the past, so it was more surprising to see that. We'll get into that. There's a new number one contender for the United States title, which we will also get into since Kalisto retained his title on the Payback pre-show. Also on the Payback pre-show, Dolph Ziggler defeated Baron Corbin. I don't know what the thought process was to that. You're supposed to be building Baron Corbin, and I'm going to be a big Baron Corbin mark here. You're supposed to be building this guy, the Lone Wolf, big heelish character. You have Dolph Ziggler win, and Dolph Ziggler doesn't win the matches we want to see him win, but he wins this match. So it's very weird where they're going with this story and where they're going with Baron Corbin. Hopefully, they keep building him so that he can, I think he could be something special. I've said it in the past. So we'll see where that goes. But when we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to get into what happened on Monday Night Raw, some of the stuff. And like I said, a new number one contender for the U.S. title coming out of that Battle Royal. We got more AJ Styles and Roman Reigns to talk about. And also, I want to get into some, later on in the show, I want to get into Ryback and his maybe leaving the WWE contract dispute. And like I said, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's got a gift for everybody on his birthday. We'll get into that as well. This is Anthony the Antman riding solo today. Keith Logan will be back next week. You're listening to Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com and free on iTunes.
Imagine a world where bullying isn't considered a normal part of childhood.
A world where I'm not afraid to go to school.
To speak out.
To be myself.
A world where I'm not afraid to be caught alone.
Come on, punk.
We have the power to stop the bullying. Speak out.
Speak up.
Educate.
Find out what to look for and how you can make a difference at bullying.org.
Bullying is not kids being kids.
It's not about good homes or bad homes.
It's not a normal part of growing up. I shouldn't be afraid to get on the school bus.
To turn on my computer.
Or walk to my locker. Did you know that a bully will stop his or her behavior in 10 seconds when their peers speak up?
Use your voice.
Hey, leave him alone.
have the power to stop bullying.
Find out more at bullying.org,
Bullying.org.
where you're not alone.
And you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Welcome back to Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com and free on iTunes. Hey guys, it's free. Can't say no to anything that's free, right? So come on, listen in. Ringside Rumble Radio, free on iTunes. And you can listen to us, like I said before, on Spreaker.com. Also, like us on Facebook. All you got to do, go to that search engine, search up Ringside Rumble Radio, and you'll find us there. Like us, like our page. Also, follow us on Twitter at Ringside Rumble. And that is all I got to say about that. Like we said before, we went to break, getting into Monday Night Raw. I don't want to talk too much about the intro. It's the same thing we get every week. A lot of Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, the McMahons coming out, giving about a 20, 25-minute monologue, and we've talked about this before, something I don't want to get into, especially when you're going into a new era like Vince McMahon claims in the WWE. It's just, you would think that they'd change it up, maybe start with a match like they used to start maybe in the Attitude Era. I know it's not the Attitude Era, I know it's not the old days of Monday Night Raw, but let's switch it up. Let's not have a monologue every time we come on the show. That's all I really got to get into with that. But getting into Raw, AJ Styles and the Bullet Club tag teaming up. I mean, if you love the Bullet Club, I mean, they're not even called the Bullet Club in the WWE, but I think JBL referenced them as the Club. Seeing those three wrestle together again, it has to be a fun time for the fans out there, the indie fans and the wrestling fans who have followed the Bullet Club for such a long time, taking on the Usos and Roman Reigns. It was a good match, a good tag team match, and the weird thing that happened out in the ending was that AJ Styles gets the win over Uso, and then Anderson and Gallows come in with a chair wanting them to hit Roman Reigns. AJ Styles resistant. He doesn't want to do it. He's still teetering on if he is a face or a heel, and we all hope they keep him as a face as he's just so over with the fans right now. But he was resistant, and then something interesting happened. The Usos come in with a chair and knock him out, and then knock the Usos out, and then knock Anderson and Gallows out. Then Roman Reigns, even though AJ Styles didn't hit him with a chair, Roman Reigns takes AJ Styles and powerbombs him on the table. If that's not heelish for you, I don't know what is. So maybe we're going to get a Usos and Roman Reigns turning heel. You know, anyone who aligns with Roman Reigns is going to get booed. Even The Rock got booed at the Royal Rumble. I mean, if The Rock gets booed for helping out Roman Reigns, I mean, anyone is going to get booed that sides with Roman Reigns. It's really hard to put over Roman Reigns as a face right now. I've thought about it, and I've talked with a couple of fans. Eric Poyntz, one of our big fans and family members of RRR. We've talked about this. He talked about how he could get Roman Reigns over, and I told him, I said, I don't think it could be done. I think it's too far gone at this point. You're going to have to put him up against a guy like maybe a Rusev or, like he said, Alberto Del Rio. But even then, it might backfire on WWE. It might backfire on Vince McMahon. So at this point, you might as well just turn him heel already. The only way to make him kind of a badass character is to have him just beat people up and do a lot less talking. That's his thing. It worked when he beat up Triple H. It worked when he won the title the first time. Or the second time. So, I mean, if you're going to have to commit somehow. Are you going to keep him a face? Are you going to turn him heel? Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? We all know he's the guy. But we'll see what happens going further and going into Extreme Rules, what they're going to do with that. Also, some notes coming into Monday Night Raw is the United States Championship #1 contenders battle royal that took place. We all know Rusev came out victorious on that, and I guess we're going to get that second maybe big heel run from Rusev, and rightfully so. It's time to, I guess, rebuild him again after he was so over going into WrestleMania 31, and then the John Cena train came through and took him right out, and that was it for Rusev. Even Lana, they had that weird storyline where Lana was with Dolph Ziggler, and Rusev was trying to win her back, and it was just a mess of a storyline, and it really downgraded Rusev's character, but glad to see him back on the rise out of the League of Nations in that failed experiment that they tried doing. But Rusev comes victorious. One big noteworthy moment coming out of the Battle Royal is that Ryback was not in the Battle Royal. He was also not at Raw, as he was sent home kind of CM Punk style. And we found out later on Ryback's Tumblr why he was not on Raw. There's a contract dispute going over, and it's not over money. It's not over money. He was saying in his, if you look on our Facebook page by searching Ringside Rumble Radio, you'll see the article there on Ryback saying that, he did not leave because of a contract dispute over money, but it was mostly because that the money that's being given out to wrestlers, the matches are predetermined, and the winners get more money than the losers, but the winners know that they're going to win, and the losers know that they're going to lose. It's not like boxing or MMA where a purse goes for how much the person wins a fight. They get more money than the losers. This is predetermined. It is predetermined. It is, we all know wrestling, it has predetermined storylines and where they're going to go with it. So Ryback, in some way, is correct. He is. There's no way around it. As much as I love the WWE and I love wrestling, he's making a great point. You got to respect him for that. You got to respect a man who tells the truth, and I agree with Ryback. I've never been really the biggest fan of Ryback or his style of wrestling or the way they've used him, but he's correct. Why should a wrestler get more money than another in wins and losses? And then you think about it. Maybe because this guy's more over with the fans, but he gets that in merchandise sales, which Ryback also mentions in his article. Or in his blog, if you want to say. If you're a great wrestler and the fans love you and you get T-shirts and merchandise, why is it that you're still making more money? You'll get money through there. So what Ryback is saying is totally correct. I can't fault him for that, and I don't disagree with him at all. He's been relegated to the pre-show, as you see by his belt, him calling himself the pre-show stopper. That's one thing that Ryback's got correct, and I never actually really thought about it. I never thought about it until now. Why do these wrestlers make more money if everything's predetermined? This is going to be something that's going to be talked about for a while. It's going to be interesting. Another note coming out of the Battle Royal is Titus O'Neil returns on TV, but, no big fanfare, not big ovation for him coming back. I didn't see any fanfare for him, so I'm guessing it's just back to normal for Titus O'Neil. You would think that after the whole big argument and the whole big deal they made on the news about this, that him coming back would be something, but it's just another day at the office for Titus O'Neil. So that continues on. That was the Battle Royal. How funny was R-Truth with that selfie stick, that tree stick, and his phone tied to, taped to the cell phone as the Gorgeous Truth tags up, and they're now going to be going against Goldust and Fandango. I guess that's going to be your funny segment for a while. The match didn't last long. It is what it is. Something